Okay, so hello everybody. I've been working on a little bit of art all morning long. I think it's a significant improvement over how it had been set up. If you have any feedback, of course, I'm always interested in hearing it. I want to make this the best possible stream. So first things first. Hardcore gamer, casual gamer. I make the mistake of considering all gamers hardcore gamers. And that's because I don't know why, but it is a mistake. The people that I run into in my guild, that I run in, that I know that they game, I always think that they play this game the same way I do, and that makes them hardcore. But they're not. A lot of times they're simply casual, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's just different types of play styles, and even among the hardcore gamer crowd, there's a difference between your casual gamer and your hardcore gamer, or between your different types of hardcore gamers. You got your hardcore raider, your hardcore PvPer, and then what I want to talk to a little bit about is what I am, and that's like I'm a hardcore player, but I don't. I'm a completionist. That's the easiest way to say it. And I was going to bring up some information about my Warcraft playing experience to show like how I that hardcore edge and what my my habits, my gaming habits are. Um, but first, the casual gamer. There's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with catering your game so that they can come and play the game without feeling like they missing out by not being hardcore. You want to strike that balance. You want to strike that balance so that people can come in and play your game without falling too far behind of the hardcore players. So the hardcore players, they see that and they're like, oh, you're dumbing down the game. And I was like, well, dudes, if everybody has to be a hardcore player, you cut out like half of your player base and you miss out on all those other players that you could be playing with. In a game that's kind of the sandbox, the open-ended game, that's not necessarily such a problem because like a game like Eve Online, the ultimate sandbox space simulator, it doesn't matter because if you're a casual player and you only play like once or twice a week, maybe you log in and you do some marketing things, or you change your skills that you're learning or whatever, or you log in and you do fleet ops, regular fleet ops with your alliance or your corporation. It's great. And then there's the hardcore Eve players that they are logged into their character whenever they get a chance, and they're sitting in chat channels and talking with one another, and they're always ready to go at a moment's notice. Um, but you have to have that balance, and that's where I see a problem with the Warcraft model. And they keep trying to add features to keep the casual player interested without having to commit to the hardcore rating schedule. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. It's just something that the developers always have to be aware of and always have to balance. I think that Warcraft does a really good job with that. And at times, I think they run into a little bit of trouble, like with the boosted characters. And now, like if you boost a character and you've never played it before, so you have this free level 90, and now you can do LF, looking for raid queues. And then the other players that aren't, that are like, hey, I'm logging in, I want to do this raid, I want to get it done so that I can move on. That's kind of a problem. I don't have the solution. I'm just saying that, you have to be aware of that type of thing if you're a developer. But this is a blog. It's supposed to be about me. So I wanted to pull up why I consider myself to be a hardcore gamer and show like I don't raid. I don't raid hardcore because I don't like waiting on other people when I'm, this is my fun. I want to be able to sit down and have my fun without having to rely on, well, not rely to a great deal on someone else showing up, because gamers are kind of ADD, and they don't always make the commitments because it's just a game. It's just supposed to be for fun. Um, I don't have the skill and ability to be like the hardcore PvPer. It's really unfortunate because I would like to be, but in the same way, I'd love to be able to play in the NFL or hit a baseball, across the yard and over fences and stuff like that. Sure, I wish that I had the physical skills, but I don't. Call it hand reflexes. I don't. But I'll bring it up. All right, so this is a website that is called wowprogress.com, and if you go down here, and I'm going to highlight highlight just the achievement points, right? It tracks how many achievement points you are, and then it ranks you as where you are in relation to all the other paladins on your server, because I play a paladin, where you're at in relation to everybody on your realm. And as you can see, I am the number 6 paladin on my realm. These are the 5 that are in front of me. And I should have screen captured it, because the West, right here where it says the achievement points in the West, that's basically looking at the EU servers and the North American servers, and like, where do you stack in relation to all of the players, all of the characters. And for a moment, I was in the top 50,000. And that's a significant number to me because, okay, I'm going to do a little fuzzy math here. And if you say that there's like, we'll say 5 million subscribers to Warcraft in the Western, sphere. If you can break into the top 50K of all players when you relate to achievement points, that puts you in the top 1%. And that's where I want to be. That's my goal. So like most times when I log into Warcraft, I'm actively working on trying to get into that top 1%. And for a brief period of time, I was in that 1%. And then somebody probably picked up an achievement that pushed them, that moved the bar higher. Because they're at the bottom edge of the cutoff, and so when they went up, they moved the bar up with them, and I slipped out. Unfortunately, for me, I don't get that fancy ranking. But what I can show you is that number right there, that 17,220, is not my actual. It's not how many actual achievement points I have. I actually have 17,250. And so whenever the website updates, I've been trying to click it to update for a little while now. Click update now one more time. But when the website updates, I expect that I will be back in the top 50K. So that's the type of hardcore gamer I am, to be in the top 1% of people who have earned achievement points. And that's not people who have registered on this website, because this website pulls the data from the Blizzard interface for characters. It does it automatically. It mines that data and then charts it and displays it. So I'm pretty confident that, hey, I'm going to be a 1%er of the people that play this game and are going after achievement points. That's pretty significant to me. That's like, pat myself out on the back or whatever, but that's what I look forward to. Of course, this doesn't relate at all to Landmark, and that's like, I started the stream up and I say, I'm going to play some Landmark. But again, like, I'm going to try and do a video blog before every time I stream to capture my thoughts and what I've got going on in my head. And that was just one that I wanted to get out there. Like, what does it mean to me to be a hardcore player, and how do I prove that to myself?